All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Slice of Shonen podcast, episode number 49. We are one away from that big 50, and this is also probably going to be the shortest podcast we've ever had. I am your host on the boat, Sailor, and not a whole lot to talk about this week. Again, probably a very short podcast because we didn't get a whole lot of chapters. Out of their entire roster that we got this week, we only got 2, JJK and Hunter x Hunter. That's about it. I mean, we're gonna add one more at the end just because, fuck it, why not? We want to talk about it. But outside of that, yeah, nothing too crazy. So we appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to this little shindig we got going on. Of course, it's not just me. I've assembled my ensemble of excellence. It is Taco. It is Zenith. It is me. It is Silver. That's everybody. Again, not too much. So once again, thank you for joining us. Is there anything you'd like to say to the people before we get started, fellas?
I'd say let's get started.
Did you have anything, Taco? You were pondering there.
I was gonna say Jump Festa happened this weekend for anyone who didn't know.
Right.
And this is the first Jump Festa ever where they actually live streamed it like live to the rest of the world. Like you didn't just have to be in Japan.
I was about to say I didn't have to throw on my VPN.
And they had a
shout out
really
Surfshark, please sponsor me.
I'm so sorry. You know what? Never mind. Let me not say that. They had a very good translator translating everything for us. Thanks to the translators, so we can understand.
Shouts out.
I certainly got the gist of what was happening.
I didn't know too much. I only watched the Naruto thing. I only watched the little Rasengan light show, and then they announced some shit for Boruto that was apparently already announced. But like, I don't know. Outside of that,
yeah,
they're ending the series finally.
It's one of those. So basically, yeah, that's all I wanted to bring up. Was like Jump Fest happened this weekend. It's unfortunate because this is the first Jump Festa that was live streamed to the rest of the world, and I swear this is the most uneventful Jump Festa I've ever seen.
The weakest.
Like in all the years I've been reading manga, reading Shonen Jump, this is the first year where like nothing happened. At Jump Fest. Like nothing interesting was really like teased or released. Pretty much all the info we got was like info we kind of already knew about.
Yeah.
But so that's all because like I was planning on like talking about stuff on the podcast, but it's like nothing happened. So, so you know,
such is life. Again, the shortest podcast ever.
Yeah, if you didn't know Jump Festa was happening, then you can go and check out all the news and info. So.
No, I was about to say if you didn't know Jump Festa was happening, no one would blame you. Not a whole lot went down. But shout out, honestly, Taco brought it up, but I really do appreciate the fact that they did have a translator. Hopefully that continues to be a thing in the years to come. I really do just appreciate that effort. So whenever they do announce something big, we'll be there for it. And it'll be nice and cool. And everybody can join in on the festivities, bringing everybody together. I like that shit. So shouts out to Shonen Jump. I appreciate that. And yeah, hopefully the next one is better. But yeah, that's everything I want to say about Jump Festa. Are we ready
that's all I had to say.
Get started?
Yep.
All right, so we had all of like 2 chapters really scheduled for this week as our normal podcast. So I didn't really feel the need to let these guys know. We're just kind of going off the dome here. It's Jujutsu Kaisen 207. Fellas, how we feeling about this one?
God, it's a sick chapter.
I fucking love this shit, man.
This is a really good fight.
I love this shit, dude. God. This fight is so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I also just got to address this is like that whole slip punch thing in boxing. It's like the fact that he literally dodged an attack by literally twisting his skull all around. Oh, like that has got to be some of the most twisted shit I've seen, and I fucking love it.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, it was some twisted there.
I will say, shout out to my goat Kenjaku hitting Yuki with an Uzumaki Barrage, paying homage to the legend better than Boruto ever could. That's my fucking goat right there. I love it. I love it, baby. God damn. Shouts out. I guess we can just get to the big question. Do y'all think Yuki is cooked?
So the problem is, right, she has reverse curse technique.
Right.
But there's the whole thing about how cursed energy comes from the gut. That's a big thing. You first see that with God, names escape me.
Toto.
Thank you.
That's my guy.
And then again in the Kashimo fight, like it's stated twice. It makes a big point of it early on, and it makes a big point of it very recently. So, and she doesn't really like have a gut at the moment. So,
Bro,
Oh yes,
she's fine, bro.
Yeah. Hopefully y'all can't hear the sirens in the back, by the way. I don't know what's going on around my house, but hopefully everybody's
I
okay.
can't, don't worry.
Okay, good. They've been going around like crazy for like the past 3 minutes. So like I said, hopefully
I'm gonna
everything's
get
okay.
you, bro.
Oh no. But the only thing that I can really think of is I didn't go back to check this, so like don't take my word on it. But I remember because Gojo got completely fucked up by Toto. Or Toji, I'm sorry. Toto would beat him too. I'm pushing the agenda. But anyway, right? So he got completely fucked up. He was near death. He unlocked reverse curse technique, all that good stuff. I'm pretty sure he got stabbed in his stomach. So like, granted, completely different from being donutted, but like, I don't know. Maybe Yuki still has a chance. I definitely think Yuki is going to be down and out for a little while, because of course with Gojo, even with him being as great as he was, it took him a little bit for him to get up and recover. So I imagine even for Yuki, who looks like her reverse technique is really fucking good, like just in the middle of combat, just able to fully heal herself, like it was like we saw how messed up she was. So it looks like she's impressive in that end of the field. So I don't know, maybe it'll be faster, but I think she's definitely going to be down and out. I don't think she's dead, though, especially with the amount of narrative buildup that she's had and just how big of a role she's sort of playing in the Cullen games and working together with all of our already established characters. I don't know. I feel like it'd be kind of wasted potential if she just bit the dust here. Not to mention she's the last special grade introduced and she just fucking dies. I don't want her to go out like Squad Zero, bro. Please.
It's one of those things where like I 100% agree with you. I think it would be pretty big fumble if she just dies here. Mm-hmm. We just disagree on the likelihood.
It's one of we've talked about this multiple times, but it's like it's a tough situation because you have the main villain who you want to hype up fighting a character that's been hyped up for so long. So it's like one of them has to look bad, right? Because like one of them has to lose here. Like it's gonna be really tough of him to pull it off where it's like they both come out of this looking good.
I think the best way that it could happen is if Tengen gets abducted by Kenjaku, he yoinks his ass, and then afterwards Yuki fully heals and she like gets up. She's like, oh shit, like I really messed up there. It shows how skilled she is with reverse curse technique again. Shows that even something like that isn't enough to kill her, but Kenjaku still picks up the W.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's what I would like something similar to that to happen, where it's like Kenjaku wins, but Yuki does, like she loses, but she doesn't like die.
Yeah,
like, she doesn't.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what I think is ideal.
Yeah.
You don't think she may have an ace in the hole?
Maybe.
I think.
I don't know.
I don't know what that would be.
You know what? Fair. Very fair.
Bro, Zenith, you're so funny, bro, and cute.
Oh my.
And charming and nice, I know.
Oh my.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know about all that.
I'd say so.
You're real.
I was just straight up wrong, by the way. Because I speculated that it's like, oh, if she gets added mass, then she might get better defense. But in this chapter, it's just straight like, no. So I guess that makes sense, though, because the added benefit she gets from the extra mass is, the pro is she doesn't gain the weight. So her speed isn't affected. But the con is she doesn't get the added defense. She pretty much just gets the pure offensive power of extra mass, which is, I guess, is a fine trade-off. It makes sense.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, for sure. Damn it, I had something in my head that I was. Oh yeah. I brought it up earlier on Discord. Zenith, you were right about funny translation.
I was fucking on that shit,
With
man.
fucking okay. So for those of you who haven't read the unofficial, shout out to TCB. On page 4, right before, he has his fucking hands pointed right at his head, right before Choso is about to let off that shot of piercing blood. In the unofficials, he says it's parent killing time, which I was like, oh, this is fucking sick. I love that translation.
Hilarious.
Yeah, hilarious. In the official, as you can see, it says it's time to commit. How do you pronounce that? Patricide?
Patricide.
Oh my goodness. And me and Sky, who could not be here, shout out to Sky. Me, Sky, and, wait, what? When the fuck? Huh? When
He joined, like,
what the fuck? What the fuck?
Bro, Taylor, you're with
Whoa!
I can't believe that you clapped your hands and I came back to life.
That's awesome. Well, welcome, Sky. Damn, did you? Whew, that actually scared the shit out of me. I was looking at a second screen. I was like, "What? Is he in my head? Where is he?"
I had a feeling. It was like, I should probably say that I'm here, but it's like, no, comedy will present itself.
Well, anyway, yes, us three were talking about it, me, Sky, and Zenith joked around and said that it would literally be exactly what was put in this chapter. So 10 points to Zenith. He gets another star on his board. Shouts out to him.
I just don't understand why, because like that is such a fucking case of like thesaurus syndrome, where like the translator looked at that and he was just like, no, that's too silly. I need something grown up. Patricide.
I imagine it's more a case of like just wanting to be as accurate as possible, but then again, this translator fails at that a lot of the time. So like maybe they're just bad.
Yeah.
Spirit manipulation ass.
I was about to say, shouts out to fucking Gojo, who can also use curse spirit manipulation. Shouts out. Which, speaking of that, not the mistranslation, but curse spirit manipulation. I love how it's almost sort of like Pain, where she's talking about like, oh, he can only use his gravity thing for like 6 seconds. And it just reminded me of Pain and the almighty push. I love that shit. I don't even think it's like a fucking like a link or anything like that, but it's just really cool. Anything that reminds me of Naruto, I'm happy. That's my shit right there. Shouts out again to my boy Kenjaku, Uzumaki Barrage. That's my goat right there. I love him. But yeah, I think with this, the fight is over. I think from here, Tengen is just gonna mosey, or fucking Kenjaku is just gonna mosey his ass over to Tengen and be like, yeah, I'll be taking that yoink, and then leave. I have no idea what happens after that, though. I don't know what that means for our characters who are still in the Cullen games. But shit's about to get scary. Shit's about to get scary. I can only imagine they just get out and then they come back and they're like, oh my god, things are even worse now. But what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, speaking of Jump Festa again, we could talk about Gege's comment.
Oh, my goat, my legend, Gege Akukami. Yes.
Oh,
So
let me
pretty much
see what he said, because I don't remember.
if I can, I guess just TLDR, it's pretty much just like, hey, I hope you guys support me for like another year. Pretty much insinuating that JJK, if things go as planned, is more than likely going to end in a year. Which makes sense because, yes, last year he said that JJK, he's like, I think I'd give it like 2 more years if I had to give it an estimate. So it makes sense for him to be like, yeah, we got 1 year now. Of course, mangaka are not the best with time. I like to believe my
bad
goat.
at it.
I like to believe my goat is different and he's right on the money. So if it is the case where we have a year left in JJK, that is fucking wild.
Honestly, it seems
whatever arc
completely
is after
expected to me.
Really?
Yeah, actually,
Wow.
whatever arc is after this arc is probably just the final arc.
I mean, it makes sense because what else could you do after, you know, Kenny snatches up Tengen and like, where else do we go? Like, oh no, we gotta go back to
US
school.
military.
Yeah, right. Like, oh no, we have to go back to fucking the three royal families and talk about JJK politics or some shit. Like, no, dude, the world is ending. We got to figure this shit out. we got to stop this.
I think what's gonna happen is either this fight's gonna end with Kenjaku winning, and then that's the end of the Calling game, and then the U.S. military and all that stuff is the start of the final arc, or we cut back and see what happens with the U.S. military in the Calling game. Then after that's finished, then we start the final arc. Like, I think one or the other.
You think it's gonna end like that? Because I'm shocked. I mean, I feel like it would have to end with them getting Megumi's sister, right? Because that was the whole reason why we entered.
I guess it depends, because it's like, I think it could be a very seamless transition of like, okay, it's like the Calling game just transitions straight into the final arc, where it's like there isn't like a super clean cutoff point where it's like, all right, this is the end and this is where the final arc begins. It might just kind of slide into it, you know?
Yeah, for sure. That could be the case. But yeah, I guess. Was there? See,
I think
now
the final
I'm thinking about
is
shit.
long.
Oh yeah, I think the final.
I don't think it's gonna end in a year.
Excuse me.
That's just my opinion. I mean, I could just be fucking dumb, maybe, but we'll see.
Know,
I feel like a year's because a year, if you take into account breaks and everything, a year you're only getting what, like between 30 to 40 chapters.
Not my goat. He takes no days off.
That's a lot. Or that's not a lot. I mean, that's the opposite.
Yeah.
That's like not a lot to do an entire, especially when you look at like the Calling game and Shibuya, like the major arcs are usually pretty long. Like they're not like
they were lengthy
One
as
Piece
fuck.
length long, but they're pretty,
Shibuya was pretty long. Shibuya started on what, like chapter 80, and I think it ended on like 134, 135-ish, somewhere around there.
Yeah, so
It's pretty long, yeah.
I guess we'll see.
For sure.
It's one of those things where I completely agree with Zenith, where it's like, it feels like we're at the end. Like, I don't think there's like a whole lot left to do. But also, like, it's not like a lot of shit to do, but there is like shit to do, and it's pretty substantial shit. Like, it's big that needs to happen. So it's like, I hope he dedicates, he's really good at pacing. Like, I don't think pacing has, in my opinion, never been an issue in JJK. I've never had an issue.
Yeah.
I know some people think some of the fights are too long in the Calling game. I personally don't feel that way at all.
People. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
No,
like
I'm
I think genuinely, I think Avitami's pacing is extremely good. So it's like we don't have a lot of shit left to do, but the shit we have left to do is big shit. So I hope that it gets the appropriate amount of time dedicated to it, and I think it will, because he's a good author. So I think a year is pretty short, but then again, like I said, what do I know? I'm just a fucking guy. I'm just a silly little fella.
No, bro, we have a podcast. This means we're a very reputable source. So like,
you're right.
We know this stuff now. We easy clap. I will say though,
not to spread misinformation with this prestigious position.
Oh, I love misguiding the youth. I'm gonna misguide the fuck out of y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a liar. No.
Even right now, when I say that, I'm lying.
You can't even tell what I'm thinking right now. I will tell you, actually. You don't have to guess. We're running out of time to bring Nobara back. Akutami, when we doing that?
No, she just died, actually.
No! No!
Wrong.
Wrong.
That is I think that's the first great fumble of JJK. If Nobara's like dead.
I'd say that's the only great fumble. No cap.
Yeah.
It would be pretty
You never know.
disappointing.
Hey, we got a whole ending left. He can drop the ball.
Not my goat.
Bro, you Attack on Titan fans should know. One chapter
No!
is always
No! No! No!
Oh, wait, but he is right. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
one chapter is all it fucking takes.
One
Don't
chapter is
listen.
all it takes.
Hell, not even one chapter, like one page.
I don't want to
That's the
think about
fucking
Attack on
ruin your
Titan right
series
now.
speed
I don't
run.
want to do that. No.
Think about it. Think about it.
No.
You have to confront reality, Taylor. This
I
shit
know.
happens. We know this.
I
This man's been confronting reality for like a year.
I think it'll be good. I think
Yeah. Should be
guess we'll
fun.
see.
I'm really excited. Fucking, I will say, just to jump back to, I guess, a quick thing. that Oda brought up in his Jump Festa thing was at the end of it. He's like, man, I hope no one dies. And I just thought to myself, like, oh, if Akutami said that, niggas are getting massacred. Like, we are losing so many people. Like, at that, if Akutami said that, I'm like, well, I'm expecting Yuji to die and come back at least 2 more times. I don't know who else could die. Like, so many people, man.
Sister.
No, not my legend. He still has to do the Black Flash, bro. He still has to do the Black Flash. We can't let him go
Bro,
before that.
He's mid. He ain't doing anything.
No.
Yeah.
He's getting off screen.
No.
He's gonna die like Nobara, bro. It's gonna be really
No.
big. He
You
just
know
never gonna come
what?
back.
You know what?
He's
That
gonna
just
get
proves.
squad zeroed.
That just proves
Oh my-
Yuji. That just
I
proves
would-
Yuji was the only him of the team. So you know what? I guess that's not too bad. But
Bro, Silver said he's gonna get squad zeroed. Bro, I would not wish that on my worst enemies. That is like next level. Like,
Oh,
don't put that
fuck.
fucking energy out there, bro.
Also, and while we're on
Shouts
that
out.
subject, I also can't help but notice you guys is completely missed it over from my ace in the hole joke.
Bro,
no,
I was weird.
Zenith picked up on it. He said, "I think the hole's in her," and I laughed.
Okay.
Ah,
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I will give you 1 clap, Silver. Just one. Just 1 pity clap.
Just like that, we swap places. Just like that, we swap back. Those are my 2 claps for you. Those are my 2 claps. I don't even know if the mic picked that up. If it did,
Probably not.
comment down below. Hold on, let me see if I can. Did that pick
if
it
you
up?
heard that, then like and subscribe.
Yeah, if you heard that, like and subscribe. Comment down below. Wow, you're so talented. And I don't know. Go hug your parents or something. Take care of your family.
Or write a letter to Santa.
Yeah, go write a letter to Santa and I don't know, demand whatever you want. You deserve it. Anyway, I'm just fucking talking now. I'm ready to move on to Hunter x Hunter. I'm ready to move on to Hunter x Hunter, man. I ain't got shit to talk about. My dialogue trees are expanded. Are we ready to move on?
Let's do it.
I am.
All right, let's talk about this shit, man.
We're
Hunter
almost
Hunter.
at 400.
Yeah. How we feeling about this chapter, fellas?
Boy, this sure was Hunter x Hunter. Isn't it strange? You got used to it, you know, with the true backstory where it's like, oh my god, Hunter x Hunter's so good, and then it's like, wait, no, it's not.
Okay, so maybe the
Motherfuckers
dialogue was a little.
mid.
I don't know about that. All right, like I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
I
look,
do.
I think I thought it was a good chapter. Maybe a little more dialogue heavy, but it's not like the excessive of like literally an entire page worth of dialogue like that we've been getting. Like I mean, and so I didn't think it was that bad in that regard. All right, if
Listen.
anything, I thought it was kind of fun because again, like I think someone mentioned this before, or it's like we originally thought there was no Nobunaga here. He was just gonna be bodying anyone. None of these guys here, but it's like that proved not to be the case because like Nen's just unpredictable. Like it was just fun to see how crazy these Nen abilities can get and how they can literally change the way you think a battle is going to turn out.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
So, it's so ridiculous. Just my
My
power
favorite part of
is
the
when
chapter.
Someone says my name, I summon a bunch of security robots that push them.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the chapter was when Nobunaga figured out the one guy's power and he's like, all right, you can sit down. Like, just fucking like I'm done with you, bro. Just sit down.
Yeah, it's like, bro, come on. You
You're
don't
not
want these problems, big fella.
So-
Come on, bro.
One thing that I think is interesting about this chapter is like Nen is really cool because like there's the whole thing with this chat where like just the ability that this one dude where he summons the soldiers, like yeah, his ability is literally useless anywhere else, but because he limited it to this place, he's fucking overpowered here. Like he's just you can't do anything. Another thing I want to say, Nen is it just me or have like emitters gotten like a lot better this arc?
Yes.
Like, remember when emitting
Yeah.
shit was just like shooting things, and then like I guess Togashi realized, wow, I cannot do a whole lot, and he's like, I know, fucking teleportation, that's its thing.
Hey,
I guess the bridge there is
Shouts
Leorio, right? 'Cause that's, like,
Yeah,
what
I know
he
it was
does.
absolutely Leoria that first like
But yeah,
made
no.
that.
It was like it's
Well, no,
funny
there was
because-
the guy in Chimera Ant too. Nav, I think.
Oh yeah,
He
that's
had,
yeah.
but his was like, his wasn't like, literally always just like shooting things out. He like set stuff up. Like it was more complicated. That wasn't a pure emitter. And did we ever get his officially classified? I don't know. But like
I do not
Lario
remember. Yeah.
was for sure like the first, like, this is an emitter ability. He fucking teleported his fist.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that it's interesting thinking about when Nen is first explained, like all the types, because low-key, you can feel a huge bias there.
Yeah.
The most obvious one is Enhancer, because I think it's when, what's it called, Kurapika's teacher is talking about it, and he's just like, yeah, being an Enhancer is kind of stupid, because it's a Conjurer. Where it's like, yeah, you could just like buy a sword. Why the
Yeah,
fuck would you make
he's like,
one?
bro, you're just wasting Nen, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, it's like it sucks, and then like obviously conjurers do crazy stupid shit. So just slowly, it's like, oh man, enhance or emitter. Yeah, that teleports stuff.
Yeah,
For no
yeah. Absolutely.
Like, emitters have been fucking everywhere in this arc, actually.
I would not remember. It's been forever for me.
But there's
I'm
the
not gonna
whole
look
like
at it, bro. I've
portal
just been sitting
trap
listening
thing
'cause
into the
I love
room. There's this dude with the fucking damage transfer. There's the one the little girl that can like, make portals to like basically make a tunnel to the other room to where like
Oh yeah.
her friend is. Like there's been a lot. Like relatively speaking.
Togashi tapped in, bro. He was like, damn, this is kind of fire. Why didn't I do more with this?
He thought about teleportation, and he's just like, oh, that's kind of a special ability. No, I can't make everyone a specialist. The eternal desire to just be like, special.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you still don't know what.
interesting. I just think it's interesting because this is clearly an idea that he had later, and now he's abusing the fuck out of it.
Oh yeah. He's like, fuck it. I do what I want. What are they gonna do? Stop me?
I'll
was
stop
like-
myself.
We
Yeah.
still don't know what Nobunaga's ability is, but I love the
Yeah,
one where he
we-
just throws his sword. And the guy was like,
Yeah,
"What?"
that was so sick. He was like, what the fuck? Why
He's
why
like, I
you
was
do
not
that
expecting
shit?
that.
Yeah. Shouts out. That's the goat right there.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, I didn't think that he'd throw away the spirit of the samurai.
Yeah. My fault.
Which
on
is
that.
crazy because if the other guy wasn't touching him, like this, they would have just
Would
killed
have
him.
just killed him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like he was just
Immediately.
fucking died, and the robots wouldn't have did anything. Like it, just
Unless there's that post-mortem Nen comes out, fucking.
Ain't no goddamn
Bro,
way
I'm
this
choosing
loser's
to
got
ignore
Nen
that.
after death. We cannot keep throwing that shit around, okay?
Okay, we'll tell that to Togashi.
I will.
I'll tell him right
Yeah.
now.
this
You got
wasn't
his
like a
phone
bad
number?
chapter, but it is just straight up like set up. Like it's just like
Yeah.
okay, they get here, they put the fucking oyster, and it's like they'll come back like,
Yeah.
later.
The
I
Nen
guess.
stuff is cool. That's the highlight of the
Yeah,
chapter.
the men stuff is cool.
I really like Hinrigh.
He's so fun. I love
He's
him.
I'm gonna be
fun,
so
great.
sad when he dies, dude. I'm gonna
Yeah,
Damn.
bro, right?
Damn.
I'm gonna be so upset when he gets like fucking bisected by someone. He just
Mhm.
fucking, his guts fall out the bottom half or something.
Okay, then.
This is
Nigga
Hunter.
said, "Let me
Hunter.
go
Yeah.
This
bad."
man does not get a happy ending. Like he's just gonna die.
Yeah. I think, yeah, he's really cool. It's one of those things, man, where like this chapter is so Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's like no other series is like this. Like he's so,
Ain't nobody
So
doing
on
it like
brand.
this. Yeah.
No one doing it like my man.
My goat,
Just
my
the-
legend.
So
I
complicated.
love.
like,
Yeah, I love Henry. Dude, he just shows up and just throws the knife, and he's like, "Oh, it's so funny because he throws the knife first, and then they're like, huh?" And he's like, "Oh, hey guys, what's up?"
Yeah. Hey, what's going on?
Hey,
Or
you're
fucking-
guilty of like breaking and entering and assault. You need to be escorted out. Like, oh great, we're lost.
Yeah,
would love
fucking
that.
his thing, he was just like, oh, you guys did this and this, like, we're gonna call the police if that's okay. He was like, oh, how convenient, we're lost, help us out. Like, that was funny. I love that bit.
It's still like it's one of the best moments of the entire arc is when he talks to Hisoka. as
Can you
about the
fucking
Phantom
please
Troop
stop?
as if they're his
Yeah.
favorite idol.
Yeah. They're like, bro, please don't wipe them out.
Who's your favorite member? I like them all. You think I stand a chance? Fuck no.
Yeah, fuck no, baby. Hey, at least he was honest.
Yeah, Hinrich's sick. He's straight up one of my favorite characters of this arc. Like one of my favorite new characters introduced. I like the moment where Nobunaga is like talking, and then he's just like, "Oh, like don't worry about it," and he's like, "Don't worry, I'm still calm." He's like, "I'm not worried."
Yeah.
I think
I don't care.
the unofficial was like Nobunaga was like, "Are you trying to console me?" And he was like, "Nope."
Yeah.
just saying what it is.
Trying to console me. Nah, man.
Yeah, no, I don't give a fuck. No, man. It is what it is out here. What can we say? But yeah, this is fun chapter. Fun chapter of Hunter x Hunter. I don't have too much to say about
Now it's time to talk about real manga.
Oh, fuck. Are we in it, baby? Are we in this?
Yes, we
I think
are.
it's time.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, our fuck it chapter of the week. I guess only for this week. We only had 2 chapters to talk about, okay?
This is not going to be a normal thing.
No, it's not. Let us take some liberties. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about Blue Box, chapter 82. Peak Shonen. Peak
Let's go.
fucking Shonen, baby. Hey, my boy, my Chad, Inumata, he's like, I'm not getting fucking cucked today. No way. No way, dude. That's my guy.
If you like power scaling, you'll love Blue Box. Just
You
read
will
the entire
absolutely love
thing and then fact check me on that.
Yes. Read the entire thing, buy the first volume, which is out now at your local bookstore, and then come back to us. Let us know how you feel.
Does your ass
Also,
work at Barnes
pre-order
and
the
Noble?
next volume that's coming out January 23rd. That one will be coming out in a couple of weeks, so make sure you're on that. Got to get on that one. And yeah, let us know. Get back to us. I don't know if January 23rd is the actual date. I do know it's coming
I was
out
about to
in
say,
January,
like, there's no fucking way.
He said earlier he was going to lie, so it's fine. It's all...
Is it? Now I have to check. Hold on. But anyway, fellas, how do we feel about this chapter of Blue Box while I check this shit?
This was an interesting one. And I mean, I don't know what to think about this new guy.
This chapter reminded me, like, how good Blue Box is. Because it takes tropes and things from normal, like, rom-coms and just doesn't do them that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
at
this
all.
is literally because the quintessence what this is supposed to be by conventional rom-com wisdom / logic is this is where Taiki meets like
His rival.
like it's his rival who isn't actually his rival,
Yeah.
but he like measures himself up where he's like, oh, he's perfect, he plays basketball, and he's like super good looking and smart, and
It was
I'm just
January
like,
3rd. I was close. Sorry, go ahead.
no, didn't you say January 23rd?
No, I said January 23rd. It comes out January 3rd.
Oh, okay.
I was off by 20 days.
I was
Okay.
gonna say, like, that's like simultaneously like close and not close at all. Because
Yeah.
like you said third,
Yeah.
off by quite a bit.
Anyway, Scott, what were you saying?
Yeah, it's like this is like, and that's, you know, in a standard rom-com, those characters are like fine, but it's also they're caricatures, you know. It's just like, oh, this is the perfect guy, and then it's gonna find out that like, oh, he doesn't actually have a crush on her, is something blah, 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 blah. But not this one. It's just like, hey man, fuck off in English.
Yeah. Hey, man, fuck you. Like, and I like.
I like it because he says it in English. And
then he says it
Taiki
in
understood
Japanese.
him, and then
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, do you not understand English? It means I want you to leave."
Yeah. Like, get
Does
the
it again
fuck out of
for
here.
no reason.
He's just an
Yeah.
asshole.
He did it twice too, because at the near the end of the chapter, he did something like that, and then he was like,
Yeah,
"Oh, you didn't get it, huh? All right." So yeah.
Oh, you still don't speak English? You didn't learn it over
you
the course of
didn't
the
learn
last
it?
20 minutes? I would have.
You'll never be able to handle Chinatsu if you can't manage that. Yeah. This is sort of the I was used to the trope of like guy comes in and he's like, "Oh yes, I'm going to date the girl you're interested in," and the girl's like, "Yeah."
Ultimate cock and sticks
Yeah, and fucking like if I don't even know how else to describe it. Like, they'd have a match and be like, if I win, I get to ask her out on a date. And then Taiki's like, ugh,
And then
Masaka.
Taiki would lose, and then fucking Chinatsu would show up, and the guy'd be like, hey, so guess what? You want to go with? And then she like walks past and be like, Taiki, are you okay?
Yeah, right. Like that's pretty much what I was expecting. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And like,
yes. If the people watching didn't know, here's the thing: we have a podcast called the Slice of Shonen. We might come off as some shonen meatheads. We're the rom-com experts around here. Okay?
Absolutely.
We don't play when it comes to this
absolutely.
Shit. We're fucking masterclass experts. We know everything when it comes to rom-coms.
Yes.
Just keep that in mind when we talk about this shit. You're listening to the true fucking
don't you ever
masters
fucking question our knowledge ever again. Don't fucking do that shit, man. But yeah, it's basically what I was expecting. But even with him just like getting all bold and stuff, and man, the sirens are coming back again. Holy shit. But him just getting all bold and him saying like, oh yeah, and then so and just Chinatsu correcting him like, actually it was someone else. He was like, oh, you know, like just how it was like Taiki said, it was like the mood just shifted there. It's like it just stopped all of his momentum, and homeboy didn't really know how to react. So I'm a lot more interested in this dude and like I guess what he does in the story, instead of him just being the generic love rival guy and just showing up and be like, I want to date girl, I'm perfect. So it's cool. It's nice to sort of see that he's flawed in his own way. It's interesting.
Yeah, it does definitely seem like there's some setup at the very end of that chapter with this other girl that got mentioned.
Yeah, Yumeka.
I'm curious how the story is there.
Yeah, Yumeka, yeah. Fuck, I was gonna say something.
Talking about this guy, I think it's interesting because, like Sky brought up, usually it's like the perfect guy is like, oh, they're perfect and yada yada. But it's like, usually it's like they're usually like a good person, or it's like you find out that they're not perfect. But usually the way it's resolved, it's just like, oh, they're not actually in love with the character's love interest. So it's like, oh, you're fine, buddy. I'm better than you in every way, but don't worry, I don't like her that way. You know, that's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because actually in Blue Box, Haru is a lot closer to that kind of character.
I was just gonna bring that up.
You're right, yeah.
He's a lot more like that, but he's also so completely different from that because he has a girlfriend.
Yeah, he has a way hotter girlfriend.
I was about to say a way better girlfriend.
Way better girlfriend.
Way better at badminton. Haru's just
model.
the fucking Chad of this series.
Yeah.
Haru's awesome.
I like it. I think it's one of the strengths of Blue Box is, of course, like how maybe normal isn't the right word for it, but very like believable and human these characters are, because that's the thing about the perfect guy trope is that it's like, oh, they're a perfect couple, but they're just not in love with each other, and it's like the protagonist just is lucky essentially.
Yeah,
that the dude doesn't like they don't like each other, because if they did, then sorry, homeboy, you don't stand the
you stand no chance.
That also contributes to the fact that like harem or rom-com, just romance series protagonists in general, are usually really fucking uninteresting. It's like they usually
they're just
like they're the nice guy.
self-insert.
That's why. They're the nice guy. That's why the girl likes them. So it's like, oh, here's the perfect guy because he's nice and handsome. He's everything you are, but better. But it's like, well, he's just not in love with the girl. Well, here it's different because we know for a fact, just straight up, this guy also really likes Chinatsu. He wants to date her. And not only that, he's like straight up attacking Taiki because he's like, bro, you suck at badminton. Like, shouldn't you be doing something else? Like, shouldn't you be training instead of like doing this?
You should be
it's
up
like,
in the gym, bro. What the hell?
Like, he's straight up challenging him. Yeah, like he's like he's introduced as the nice guy trope or like the perfect guy trope, but he's not.
Yeah,
he's not that at all.
Yeah,
but then even beyond that, it's like Taiki's better than him.
Yeah, yes,
like
exactly.
He's probably not like relative to their chosen sports, he's not as good at badminton as this guy is at basketball, but it's like in every other regard he fucking kills it. Because this guy's an asshole. He's fake as fuck. He doesn't like actually remember like people or anything like that.
Yeah. Sort of like, what can I say to make her be like, or to like engage her in this conversation or make her more interested in me, things like that. It's not genuine. It's like you were saying, it's very fake.
And Chinatsu is already infatuated with Taiki. I don't know. I can't say that. She's still so goddamn weird.
She's very
Well,
much a weirdo.
actually-
I think she just is, though.
That's a good transition because I wanted to bring this up. I think straight up she was gonna tell him to leave. Like,
No way,
because
really?
no, I think she was because all right, follow me on.
Wait,
So basically
who are
what
we
happens-
talking about, by the way? You tell who to leave.
Chinatsu was going to ask the nice guy, or
Okay,
not the nice
all
guy,
right,
the
yeah,
perfect guy to
okay,
leave.
yeah, I believe that.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
Because
continue.
what ended up happening was they ate at the cafe together, and then they walked outside, and the perfect guy, I should learn his name, but I just don't remember what it is.
Hey, we'll learn it for the
Matsuoka.
next time we talk about it.
Matsuoka, he's like, so where to next? Like, he wants to
And
basically.
he's in Taiki's way, like he's standing in
He's
front of
intruding
him.
on
like,
their date
He's
because
like
he doesn't-
blocking him out, like he's purposely cutting him out of like their little circle or whatever. It's like, where to next? Sorry, continue.
And then Chinatsu's like, oh, I forgot something. And then she leaves, and then they have their little like chat where he's like, are you sure you can do both? Yada yada. And then Chinatsu comes back, and she says, listen, Matsuoka. And then he says, wait, I'm getting a text. And then he's like, oh, there's basketball, like at this college, let's go play. And then before Chinatsu can respond, Taiki says, oh, you should go.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure when she said, listen, Matsuoka, she was going to tell him straight up, like, I'm here with Taiki, like, we're going somewhere else, like, you should leave.
Yeah. I
off.
believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, that would
see
be
that happening.
Fuck off.
That's something that she would do.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
She isn't like that's the thing too. Is like even if this was like a normal rom-com, and like he, everything was like going up until this point, what would have happened is that Matsuoka would have like told the story and been like, "Oh, do you remember when you did that stuff?" And she would have been like, "Haha, yeah." And then like later, Taiki would have been like, sorry to break up your guys' hangout. I know he's like way cooler than me." She's like, well, he actually like he was wrong about that story. That wasn't me. And that's like she knows that he's a bit of an asshole. But in this one, she's just like, hey, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
Like, she's just not the kind of, she doesn't have the social grace.
Yeah.
to-
She can be very blunt when she wants to be.
I want to talk about that bit too, because like, he points out that he's got that untrustworthy look on his face again, and so apparently
Is that common knowledge?
she's well aware that this guy's full of shit.
Yeah, for sure. So it'll be really interesting because it was like you're bringing up Taco. She's probably just gonna be like, listen, bro, just go. It'll be interesting to see if they do get a moment like that where she can actually finish what she was saying. She's like, nah, man, leave me alone.
Actually, the final scene, I actually misunderstood it. I didn't understand it the first time. I fucked up. So, and it's actually better because he walks into the train station. He sees her. She's like looking at the train leaving. And then it says, I thought you were on that train just now. I went to watch. And I thought, because the way the panel's structured, I thought Taiki says to Chinatsu, I thought you were on that train just now. And then she says, I went to wash my hands.
No,
But it's not.
her.
She says, I thought you were on that train just now. And he says, I went to wash my hands. Because then he responds, what about you, Chinatsu-senpai? I thought you were going to play. So I thought what happened was she was going to get on the train to go with Matsuoka, but she just missed the train. And then they end up going to home together. But that's not what happened. What happened was she just left Matsuoka to come find Taiki. And she thought he was on the train. And that's even better because then you see her face where she's like all disappointed because she was expecting to go home with him. And that she thought she missed him because he got on the train.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point right there. I was gonna say because
our boy is so fucking in.
yeah, bro.
Amazing.
Let's go.
W Riz, to be honest. He
Riz,
speak-
bro. The Rizzler, the Riz Master.
The Rizzler is crazy. But I was gonna say, because that whole like, oh, you missed the train, remind me so fucking much of Hakari's domain expansion.
I was
And
about
I
to
remember,
say,
I remember I said back then, I was like, it would be so cool if they did like a little reference where Hakari's domain was Blue Box. And motherfucker, they could have done it. They could have done it. Damn it. That would have been so cool, man.
Well,
I
the
think
problem is Blue Box is just better than whatever shit Hikari was reading.
Yeah.
So he doesn't even
You're
like
right.
that fucking thing,
Yeah,
right?
you're
Like,
right. That's
Didn't he
true.
say it's dumb? Like,
That's true.
Mhm.
True, and that's pretty true. Blue Box is pretty good.
yeah, that's the thing about Blue Box, man. It's just so much better.
Yeah, dude,
than
it's
all
so
those other
good.
bullshit. It's doing all the same stuff, but way
Dude,
better.
after we've gotten past the whole like, I wasn't sure where the series was gonna go after he told Hina like, nah, I'm sorry. But it's gotten so good, man. Like it's almost like
oh,
I don't know if it's a return to form is what I want to say, but it's nice to focus back in on like Taiki and Chinatsu and them sort of like trying to understand each other, and it's cool. And I'm interested to see what else Hina does down the line, whatever role she has left to play in the story. But I like this. I like this.
Yeah, you can really feel that, like, you can really feel what's changed in the fact that Taiki isn't confused anymore.
Yes, because that was his point in the story for a while, where you have Chinatsu, who's sort of like the enigma. You have Hina, who's very upfront about what she wants, and then you have Taiki, who's like still trying to figure himself out. And now it's gotten to the point where he's very determined. And I think, wasn't it last chapter where Haru was just like, I was waiting for him. Like, man dragged his feet for a while. I was wondering when he was actually going to make a move. It's like him to, like, once he's determined, to just go after it. So it's nice to have this development for Taiki and just his relationship with Chinatsu. It makes me look forward to see how they grow together. It's cool.
that's another thing that I just really, really like about Taiki is that he's not just a fucking pathetic loser.
He's not a
Like,
self-insert. Yes,
if
exactly.
I bring up Rent a Girlfriend. If this was Kazuma, where it's like the perfect guy, like steals his girl for the date, he would go home and think about her like having sex with him,
Getting
and
her
masturbate to
back
Like,
blown out.
Yeah,
Just
it's
the most disrespectful sex ever. And just
He's a
that's
fucking
all he's thinking
loser.
about.
But-
Yeah.
But Taiki's like, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about that. Me getting jealous is only going to like hurt her.
Hold
I'm
her
not
back.
gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
and he just gets over it. It's like, yeah, that's really mature. Like, fuck, like
Yeah.
let's go, dude.
It's a bitter pill to swallow, but I'll fucking make that choice. It makes her better. Like, that's so cool, man. It genuinely shows how much he cares for her. So sweet.
Yeah, it's genuinely like, it's not like he's like, oh, never mind, I'll be in the way, I should just leave. It's not like a lack of confidence. It's literally just him like, no, that's good for her.
Yeah, it's the
I don't have- and I,
utmost
like-
confidence. Like, he was
And
sending
I'm not
her
really
away.
worried about it.
Yeah, he was sending her away with a guy who he knew had the hots for her, but he was still
It's
just
like
like,
it's
yeah,
the
go.
exact opposite side of the spectrum where it's like almost so fucking confident. It's
it's on the
unbelievable.
Yes.
side of the
It's like
spectrum.
no one. It would be so hard for anyone to do that. I think.
Oh,
like,
yeah, for sure.
The amount of confidence it would take to be like, to just let the girl you like go with this guy just because it's like, oh, they're gonna go play basketball. Like that's good for her. And
I'll
then
tell
just go
you,
home.
yeah,
It's
'cause
like,
that's how fucking NTR plots start. So I was like, oh no, please don't, no,
and it worked out for
no.
him. She
Yes,
didn't
and it
wanna go
worked
with
out.
him.
Exactly. So fucking sweet, man.
W Riz, bro. Also, we
W
never,
fucking Riz.
We never talked about, but I did want to bring it up because I never talked about it with you guys. But the chapter where Ayame and Hina just like hang out, like they like go to the arcade and they're just hanging out. I fucking love
That's
that
such
chapter.
a good chapter. Yeah.
It's such a good fucking chapter.
It's such a
dude.
good
Oh my
chapter.
God.
Like, man, what really sunk it in was when Homeboy was trying to dunk on Ayame, and Hina was like, you have to tell yourself that, right? I was like, oh my goodness, dude. This shit is so good. It's so good.
Well, it's so good because normally in most other like romance series, it'll be like the girls just exist to like fawn over the main character.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Whereas this, it's like they don't even talk about him. Like, it's just them hanging out, just being friends. Like, you can literally see them becoming friends, like, on the page.
Yeah.
And it's like, Ayame's just so likable. I like her so much, especially like her
so
little
much.
speech at the end where she's like, "Fuck all of you." Like, I'm you know what? From
Yeah,
now on, I'm
fuck
just gonna
outta
tell it
here.
how it is. And
Yeah.
If you don't like me, fuck it. And I like because I think he's setting up her to get with the friend, the guy. the
Yeah, oh
glasses
yeah,
guy.
absolutely. Because they've had some interactions beforehand, and
I think-
absolutely.
I
yeah.
wonder.
Yeah, that's definitely a major setup.
It might be,
That was
but it
gonna
also, I honestly, like, this is the kind of series where I think it would be totally comfortable with just, like, having them be friends.
Yeah, I'd be
That's
fine with
also
that,
true.
too,
Yeah.
that is what happened.
Yeah,
Either way,
is
it would
cool.
be totally fine.
I think what it's gonna be is because she basically her whole thing is she dates guys just willy nilly. Like she's constantly dating people. So it's like here's this guy that she's not immediately attracted to or immediately likes. In fact, she kind of dislikes him because he's he's
Severely.
just like her. That's the thing. He's
She
just like her.
me.
He says things and he's very straightforward. And I think what's gonna end up happening is they're going to end up liking each other. She's gonna actually end up genuinely liking him,
This is
like as they become more friendly.
Did it floor any of you guys to see him in a fucking maid dress?
Yeah,
I fucking
on-
blocked that out of my memory. Like, I didn't even
I was like, oh, shouts out. I respect it.
I was like, when I remember we were talking about it on the podcast today, I was just like, oh fuck.
Nah, man. This is how we get y'all started. We indoctrinate y'all into Blue Box. I love that.
I'm so happy that Ayame isn't just the third girl.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
Like she
Ayame is
she's not in love with Taiki at all, and that she's not going to. Like she's just
exactly.
she's not another girl just to add on to the pile.
Really interesting because I super doubt there's going to be a third girl.
I don't think so.
I don't think there should
There
be.
might
I don't think
be.
there should be.
There might be, but I doubt it.
What would the point possibly be? Because like, if you look at something like Nisekoi, give me I gotta go get some mouthwash real quick. Think about something like Nisekoi, the haremist of harem series.
Yeah.
You can still, if you look at it, like it has a decent structure, somewhat. Because I would say the three main girls, which there's only two. It's obviously just Chitoge and Onodera.
Yeah.
But also, my girl Tachibana's in there somewhat. It's like, each of them, it's like, there's a reason why they're in the story. It's because Ichijo has to grow a pair. And like, with Tachibana, he has to tell her, like, no, I'm not in love with you. This isn't happening. With Onodera, it's like, no, I was, but we gotta move on. It's like each of them has a purpose. The other two fucking don't, but whatever.
Oh, the security girl's just hot. She's there just to be
she
the
is.
one.
Yeah,
just there, bro.
what about his sister teacher?
Bro, fuck her.
Sister teacher. I forgot
I'll
all about.
never
I didn't get
forget-
that far. I ain't gonna
I'll
lie.
never fucking forget because I think Sky.
I'll never forget, but I forget. Is that what you were about to say?
Hold on, bro.
We'll let you cook. Go ahead.
Let her
Go ahead.
It's got to
I
simmer for a
forget
sec.
exactly how it started, but what happened was Sky sent me a picture of like a color spread or something, or like a page of
That's
the manga
right.
where it was like all the girls, and he was like, "Do you know who this is?" And I looked at it and I was like, "Fucking no, who is that?" And he was like, "That's his sister that like showed up 300 chapters in or whatever." And I was
What
like,
the
"Oh my god,
fuck?
I completely forgot she existed." Like just straight up, I didn't know she was a character anymore. Like,
Because
I
that's a
didn't
really
know
good
either.
rom-com.
Yeah,
That's absurd.
I think I don't even remember how far I made it, but
It wasn't that far.
I
no.
did not go that
it was
far.
a really far. It was really deep into it.
Yeah, I think I made
shows
it
up
like
like that.
chapter 70,
Yeah.
and then I was like, I'm good.
Yeah, it's 229 chapters. I always remember that because 229 divided by 10 is 22.9.
Oh no, no! You shut the hell up! You shut your goddamn mouth! No!
I ain't
No!
saying nothing. I just said numbers. Bro.
No! Okay, viewers of the podcast.
No, don't
So,
tell
no, I'm
tell
telling
them.
the fucking
You're just saying
story.
inside
No,
jokes.
we're not
that's
making
fine,
this an
that's
inside joke. So what happened
joke's
was
outside.
way back in the day, right? Way back in the day when I was a wee
Years
little
ago.
bab. Okay,
Mhm.
God damn, I was telling a story. You let me hype it up a little bit.
Bro,
So
sorry,
anyway, way back in the day, I had a book club with my friends, and I was, we were reading Nisekoi. I was like, all right, fellas, how many chapters in a day are we trying to read? How many
So
chapters
just
are we
to
thinking?
clarify, it was you, I, Sage, and our friend Moz.
Yes.
Yeah, that last one's important.
So we're thinking about how many fucking chapters to read. I think I just recommended 25 because that's usually how much I read in a day anyway. So I'm like, yeah, like 25 is cool, right? Like we can do that. And I don't fucking know why, but for
Well,
some
what happened
reason
is that we checked the number, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, that's like 229. That's like a really weird number because that means that like we were gonna read 25 because that was a number we were all pretty comfortable with. It's like, oh, that means like one day we'll have to read like an extra 4 chapters, which is obviously no problem. But then,
Oh, it was a problem. Oh, it was a problem for some people in chat.
as a joke, we're like, yeah, but like that's so like uneven. We should just read like 22.9 chapters. Sailor starts like, what are you guys
What do
talking
you
about? It's like we're reading 22.9 chapters a day.
Dude,
That's
literally everyone was on my side. I turned behind me. There was no one behind me anymore. Everyone was gone. Everybody was just like, yeah, 22.9. Yeah, 22.9. I'm like, what happened? What happened to everybody? Where are you? Y'all know that fucking meme of Spider-Man as he's like just reaching out for the ghost, like, like that was me. I was like, where did everybody go? Where are all my friends? Everyone's like, yeah, 22.9, 22.9. I'm like, man, I don't even fucking like this series that much anyway. Why are we fucking doing this
I
shit?
wasn't involved in that group read because I'm one of the fucking idiots that had already read
You
Nisekoi.
fucking
Like
moron.
I caught up with Nisekoi and read it weekly till it ended, and I
I'm
remember
so sorry.
this because Nisekoi's final chapter came out the same issue that Bleach's final chapter came out. So
Holy
they ended
fuck.
the exact same week. I read those 2 chapters back to back,
crossbeat.
and I was sad because they were fucking dog shit. And like, and this is like years later. These chuckle fucks decided to read it, and I was like telling them, like, guys, it's not good. Like, don't read it. And they're like, whatever.
We're not reading
And-
it for it to be good.
It
Like,
was good,
so I
like the
wasn't
first
involved
30
in the group,
chapters.
like, cause I wasn't gonna reread it, and I was like watching. I was just like, because I was paying attention, seeing like what they were saying about it, and I saw that put 22.9, and I was like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, what are they talking about?
I don't know, bro. All my friends deceived me. They deceived me.
There was one message that you sent, and you're like, "Hey, how many chapters of Nisekoi are we reading starting tomorrow?" And so help me God, Sky, if you say 22.9, I'm gonna throw you down the nearest flight of stairs. And I answered, "Okay, 22.91 if you prefer."
I mean, I'd like to
Oh,
point
yeah.
out that I was kind of on Sailor's side because I just suggested you round up to 23.
Thank
We don't
you.
round up in this class. We
Thank
get precise.
you.
It's
What
called
the
Sig Sig
fuck?
Silver. I thought you would know about this.
Hey.
You fucking asked your
Hey,
position.
Silver does know, and that's why he rounds up. He's fucking based.
Bro,
That's what
real
the
quick,
fuck we do.
I just really genuinely, I want to apologize to Zenith because Zenith does not read Blue Box or Nisekoi.
I'm gonna be real.
Sitting
I-
there, bro.
I was
I'm
looking
gonna
at
be
it
like
second
totally
monitor.
real with y'all. I've just been playing Tetris this whole time.
That's so based.
So,
Zenith,
I
what
thought
did
you
think of the
left,
new
to
Blue
be
Box
honest.
chapter?
I thought you left after a
I'm
little
gonna be
bit.
honest. That part where the characters did the things was like pretty mid, but
Right.
I'm happy y'all are
I
happy.
agree.
Facts, bro, spitting.
Well, anyway, I guess we shouldn't keep our friend here for too much longer. Read Blue Box. If you take anything away from this, please read Blue Box. Do not read Nisekoi. Please.
it has it's better than Nisekoi. Can
yes.
you believe that?
Read Blue Box.
most
And if
highly
you do read,
ranked.
Yeah, if you do read Blue Box, comment on this
Yes.
video and like tell us what you think.
Comment
Even if you
down
hate it, like
below
just tell us
how
we're
you feel
idiots.
about
Like, I
it.
don't
Yeah,
Yeah, just
yeah.
follow
This is
every week we're fighting to get it on the podcast.
yes. I mean, shit. This is already significantly longer than all of our the other 2 parts on this podcast. So like,
Bro,
you're gonna
swear
see.
to God, I'm not joking. This is completely unironic. Every week when like me and Sky are in the podcast chat, like waiting for the podcast to start, the first chapter we talk about is Blue Box. Like we're
It's
like,
really
bro,
good.
that Blue Box chapter though, like we
It's
never
really
talk about
fucking
anything else.
sweet, man. It's
Like,
really
bro,
sweet.
it's so good.
Yeah. Shouts out Blue Box. Read it if you have not. Fellas, I'm ready to get out of here. Do you have anything you'd like to say to the people before we go?
Nah, I think I've said everything I need to say.
22.9.
Ah!
Last podcast like before Christmas, right? Because the next one will be
Yes, before Christmas. Yep. Actually, wait,
after.
no. I mean,
No, the
yeah,
next one's on Christmas.
The next one's on. I'm gonna be real, fellas. We should take Christmas off. I'm gonna be real, fellas. My ass is not waking up to do a podcast on Christmas.
I guess I'll just say, you know, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays for the people who
Yes.
don't celebrate Christmas, who celebrate other things.
Yes.
Spend time with your family, you know, have a good time, and just thanks for
Enjoy
watching.
yourselves, man. Yes, thank you. This
God bless.
podcast started up this year, and it's fucking crazy the amount of growth this has had, the amount of support it's had. It's honestly mind-blowing. I know every YouTuber says this, but I wasn't expecting this to get as much support as it did, and it's really sweet. Just all of the comments and kind words, even if you like don't fucking like us and you're just commenting about how dumb we are. It's cool to just have that interaction. Just that engagement with the audience. It's I don't know. It's really special, and it's something that I don't want to take for granted. So I just appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much for just making
And
our
thanks
lives
to-
a lot happier, I guess. We have fun coming up here talking with all y'all.
Thanks again for still watching, even though we're not doing it live at the moment. I don't
Yes.
know how much
so
longer we'll do the
plan.
recording. But
The plan is starting next year. I want to try to do these live again. So like
Okay.
at the start of next year, maybe it might not be like the first one if we can't organize it, but definitely the second one in the new year. I want to start trying to do these live again because that was a
And
real
just,
fun time.
and just a heads up for the Christmas one, nothing's set in stone. Sailor, we'll have to talk about it, but we won't record because Sunday is Christmas Day. That's normally when we record these, and then we upload. Sailor uploads them later, so it's like
Yes,
we're probably not
Do we
going to
have chapters next week?
Yes,
I believe
Yes, we
so.
do.
Yeah.
So we'll probably just record it later. We'll still probably do a podcast that week. It'll just be later, just because you know. So maybe we'll see. But
We'll
happy
see.
holidays to everyone.
Yes. Happy
Merry
holidays,
Christmas and all that good
everybody.
shit.
We love ya. We'll catch you guys later. Take care. Bye bye.